Josie Joss.
Hey guys, it's your girl Taylor J, and you are watching Lockdown Nights of Josie Joss.
Lockdown Nights with Josie Joss.
Yeah, yeah, you are my African queen. Ooh, Lord, ooh, Lord. Just like the sun, light up the earth, you light up my life. The only one I ever see with a smile so bright. And just yesterday, you came around my way. You changed my horse in way with your astonishing beauty. Oh, you couldn't make a brother sing. No ordinary thing, a supernatural being. And no, you are brighter than the moon, brighter than the star. I love you just the way you are. And you are my African queen, the girl of my dreams. You take me where I've never been. You make my heart go ting-a-ling-a-ling. Oh, you are my African queen, the girl of my dreams. And you remind me of a thing, and that is the African beauty. Hey, yeah. Ooh, you are my African queen. Oh, Lord, ooh, Lord. Out of a million, you stand as one, the outstanding one. I look into your eyes, girl, what I see is paradise. Hey, you captivated my soul. Now every day I want you more. I cannot deny this feeling I'm feeling inside. Hey, no one cannot take your place, you cannot take your space. That is a fact I cannot erase. And no, you are the one that makes me smile, make me float like a boat upon the Nile. Girl, you are my African queen, the girl of my dreams. You take me where I've never been. You make my heart go ting-a-ling-a-ling. Yeah, you are my African queen, the girl of my dreams. You remind me of a thing, and that is the African beauty. Oh, oh, yeah, yeah. Ooh, you are my African queen, and I know, oh yes I know. You are my African queen, and I know. See, I know what I am feeling in my heart and in my soul. Oh, I know that it's this love, and I know that this love was surely sent from up above. Cause you're the only one that I think of. You are my African queen, and I know that it means that you're the only one that I will serve. I'll give you my heart, my love, my body and my money. Every other thing you think of. In a man who could think of anything better than you, who could think of ever hurting you. Sacrifice my all, I'll give it all to you. You are my African queen, for real. You are my African queen, the girl of my dream, the girl of my dream. Where I've never been. Oh, nah, nah, yeah. Ting-a-ling-a-ling. Oh, lolly. You are my African queen. You are my African queen, girl of my dream, my African. You remind me of a thing. Oh, that is the African. So black, so beautiful. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you.
Lockdown Nights with Josie Joss.
I love you, I cannot erase. And no, you are the one that makes me smile, make me float like a boat upon the Nile. Girl, you are my African queen, the girl of my dreams. You take me where I've never been. You make my heart go ting-a-ling-a-ling. one thing, and that is the African beauty. Oh.
Lockdown Nights with Josie Joss. Lockdown Nights with Josie Joss.
Like the moon and the sun, she is worth more than gold. Like the stars in the sky, she is worth more than diamond. She is worth more than silver. Special kind of woman. Oh yeah. Imama ya wawaya. Ngozi Chukwu nke ya. She's a virtuous woman. Makanezi nwanyi dioko. Oh yeah. Imama ya wawaya. Yeah. Ngozi Chukwu nke ya. Oh no. She's a virtuous woman. Makanezi nwanyi dioko. She is very strong, a woman of dignity. She is prayerful, a woman of substance. She is so blessed, her beauty na evidence. Ogoni dima na kuno dia niru. Obidia, yeah. Ugebo yibon wano. Oh no. Wanyi manaria, onyo mamo. Simuji sike nolo. Emesi ogadima. Imama ya wawaya. Yeah. Ngozi Chukwu nke ya. Baby mo, she's a virtuous woman. Makanezi nwanyi dioko. Imama ya wawaya. Ngozi Chukwu nke ya. Yeah, she's a virtuous woman. Makanezi nwanyi dioko. Oh yeah.
Lockdown Nights with Josie Joss.
Oh yeah, thank God I found you. Yeah, Imama ya Baba ya. Ngozi Chukwu nke ya. She's a virtuous woman. Yeah, everyone you follow. Wakenda mama wanyo Ngozi Chukwu Mungayana. She's a virtuous woman. Oh no. Everyone you call.
Lockdown Nights with Josie Joss.
Estou aqui, quero te falar, ver-te sorrir. O meu coração fala por mim. dá pra calar, nem pra fugir. And I like it, yeah, I like it. Só desejo ficar preso a ti. And I feel it, yeah, I feel it. Quero tanto fazer parte de ti. E esse sentimento enche o meu peito. E todo dia quer sair. Dá-me só momento, porque aí dentro teu coração vai se abrir. E tu podes ser feliz. E tu podes ser feliz, yeah. Nubian Queen, diz-me que sim. Chega de falar, vamos agir. O meu coração sabe o que diz. Não dá pra calar, nem pra fugir. And I like it, yeah, I like it. Só desejo.
Good evening. This is Lockdown Nights with Josie Joss, and tonight we are celebrating women, and you are also welcome to participate and engage with us. We've got young women in the Lockdown house tonight. Yeah, so get ready.
Teu cheiro, teu toque é perfeito pra mim. Como tu nunca vi, fazes parte de mim. Teu beijo, teu cheiro, teu toque é perfeito assim. E esse sentimento enche o meu peito. E todo dia quer sair. Dá-me só momento.
Very good evening. Welcome to Lockdown Nights with Josie Joss. And tonight, as we indicated, we're speaking to Jane as well as Prisca. And we get to find out what are the challenges that women are facing at the workplace. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We go live right now on Lockdown Nights with Josie Joss. Enjoy the music by DJ Twist. Lockdown Nights with Josie Joss. Lockdown Nights with Josie. Lockdown Nights with Josie. Lockdown Nights with Josie Joss.
Hey. Landrick, yeah.
Dançar contigo a noite toda. O teu perfume desencosta. Não acreditava no amor. À primeira vista de te ver, ao teu lado sinto um calor. Eu até já estou a derreter, yeah. E desse jeito que me encostas, moça, eu vou te levar a noite toda. Já quero conhecer tua mãe, já quero conhecer teu pai. Gostei só da tua voz. Juro mesmo isso é batuta. Que beleza demais para uma só pessoa. Mamá, tá deixa cair molho. Mamá, tá me deixa boi tonto. Mamá, assim me apaixonou. Já te morri embora, ué. É desse jeito que me encostas, moça. Não tô aguentando. Eu vou te levar a noite toda. Já quero conhecer tua mãe. Já quero conhecer teu pai. Você soube da tua paz. Juro mesmo, tu bem malai. Então, gosta mais pouco. Deixa eu tocar o teu corpo, o teu cheiro. Tinha doce, não dá pra evitar. Então, gosta mais pouco. Deixa eu tocar o teu corpo, o teu cheiro. Tinha doce, não dá pra evitar.
A very good evening. As we indicated, we are speaking to young women. I must say young because they're all young, and we're speaking to Prisca Nghipandwa. She's a counselor, a radio production student. She's an aspiring radio personality or radio journalist. And we also got Jane Kandetu. Jane is, of course, a creative and marketing strategist. She's also a MC and presenter. And we'll like to find out. Oh, Jane was also with us at Energy. Brief moment at Energy, but nonetheless, we get to speak about her experience in quarantine and how it was as well. But tonight really is about discussing those issues that women face at the workplace. What are the issues that women face at the workplace? That's really what we want to talk about tonight. And very good evening to you, ladies.
Good evening, Josie.
Good evening.
It's nice to be in your company. First of all, kudos to the beautiful show you've been hosting throughout the lockdown. It is definitely an informative show, also very entertaining and educative. So big ups to you. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good evening, Josie Joss. How are you?
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Just to start off, Jane, first of all, I want to start off with you. And I'm going to start off with you because of the fact that you were under quarantine.
Yeah.
And I really just want to get to speak about this quarantine story.
Yo.
So, 14 days?
Yeah, no, it was hectic. When I arrived, it was quite interesting because I arrived at a time where they were still trying to get or decide where people are going to get quarantined. Does everyone get quarantined or are some allowed to be self-quarantined? So I don't know if I should say one of the lucky ones to be able to self-quarantine myself. It was actually very terrible. I arrived and I caught a cold, which was not a great experience because everybody started speculating that I had corona, which was not the case. I got tested twice and both results were negative. The testing is also not something you want to go through. They stick, in my opinion, it's like an earbud. It's just an extended earbud. It's just a bit longer.
Long.
Yeah, very longer.
Oh my God.
And they stick it down your nose all the way, and they stick it also down your mouth all the way, just to get, I guess, some samples or something that will of course help with the testing. So 14 days all by yourself in a room, in a house, or it was not easy, but I think it was a great experience because you by yourself, you get to spend more time with yourself and you get to rearrange your life and plan and reflect a bit. So it was a bit scary because of course I'm used to being on the streets. But it was definitely something I learned more about myself. And I walked away 14 days with no corona.
Yay.
So yes, Josie.
And during the period with this, how were you in contact with other people? Were you in contact with other people at all?
Only telephonically though. So only phone calls. My family would come and drop food for me now and then. So they would leave it at the gate and then they would of course drive away.
Where was this?
I was quarantined at my father's house in Soweto. And luckily, I was not with everybody else. I think it's luckily. I couldn't imagine being with complete people that I do not know for 14 days. So I was lucky to self-quarantine. The most interesting part was when they came to do the testing. They came and they geared up in front of my house. And everybody in the community came out of their houses to watch. They geared up, guys. I'm talking about they put on coats over coats. They put something over their head, over their feet. It was literally like they came to pick up somebody who had the virus.
Oh my God.
So after a while, people in the community started joking around, and every time they walked past my house, it'd be like, "Hello, Corona." So yeah, it was a bit scary, but I must send a very special shout out to the Ministry of Health. They really did their best throughout the lockdown and still are. And I feel like they were very responsive. The responsive call number, the call center, they're very responsive. They're very up to date. They very much try to be on time. And bear in mind, a country with 2 million people, everyone's calling. Some people just have a flu. But because it's Corona, you anxious and you scared, like, wow, perhaps I got it, you know. So I think they really are doing their best to combat this COVID-19 story.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We just wanted to get the experience out of the way. Now that we got the experience out of the way and we know how it is like to be under quarantine.
Yeah.
Self-quarantine, but still the state watching you. A big brother was watching.
Literally.
And it's the one thing that we wanted to know. So how do they watch people? How do they check out people? That people are behaving.
Yeah.
You're really adhering to the rules, and is there really testing that gets done?
Yeah.
Or is it just another one of those that, because people are saying, people are sneaking out, some people disappeared, and all of this. So the question is, the question was always, are people really doing what they ought to do when they're under self-quarantine? And why do you allow people to self-quarantine?
Yeah.
Why don't you just quarantine them?
Yeah, I think the government, they give you a big responsibility and they say, we trust you to self-quarantine.
Like a parent.
Yes, literally. And we're testing if you can do this.
Yeah.
You only have 14 days. Shine bright, please. Show us your true colors. For me, it was For me, it was a test of discipline. Because, you used to a friend calling and you go here, or you have to run some errands that you want to do yourself, or you want to go to town, pick up something, buy something, but you can't do all of that stuff. So I think you start to think, if I do go out and I am carrying the virus, the people that I'm putting at risk, and the people that are gonna go out there and infect more people. So I think it's very much a thing of are you gonna be selfish about it? Are you gonna be disciplined about it? And are you going to actually stay where you're supposed to stay for 14 days? Not being able to have contact with other people. So I think those that have failed and those that were able to sneak out, guys, it's not easy. 14 days you're in the house. Josie, I challenge you for 14 days.
I was here for 28 days, man. Just here in the house.
Josie, I'm not talking. I'm sure you went to go buy toilet paper or something.
Yeah. Some of us did. We got an opportunity.
You don't get that opportunity. People have to drop it for you. If you're lucky enough to have people.
But, okay, so that's what we're seeing.
Yeah.
But now, Prisca, you work for Lifeline Childline, and you're doing a lot of counseling. So you're doing a lot of counseling. Was there ever a time during this period where you guys were sort of having people, doing this whole miscalling where they would call you guys instead of calling the emergency number?
Can you imagine?
Yes, that definitely happened a lot. But the thing about the calls, there are a lot of prank calls, to be really honest with you. So there are times where you're like, this person is like, oh no, I think I have the coronavirus, this and that. But then they start laughing in the background. So it's really, it's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing being a counselor, especially if it's over the phone.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they do call. And what we do is we refer them to that number, the emergency number.
Okay.
So, yes.
No, I can imagine, because not only about the virus, but I generally think that people just on the daily basis get bored. It's a free number. You don't need airtime to call. So, I mean, do people also call you and be like, hi, I just wanted to say hi? Or, you know?
You have no idea why we go through
I'm
this.
interested to know, what is the strangest phone call you've received of information people are trying to ask, or something they try to say to you?
The strangest thing. Oh, my God. So, there was this one caller, and he was like... I want to have sex with you. Now, that's a tricky situation. As a counselor, you can't dismiss that.
Yeah.
Because it could be an actual problem.
Okay.
So then there's so many other ways of handling that. So you give the person counseling.
Yo.
But it's so personal. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So...
I think today I hope I walk away with being able to practice patience, because I think your
Yeah.
job really is something that
you
where
really need to be you really need to be patient.
Yeah.
Very, very patient.
Okay. So what was your experience? I personally want to know. Okay, I was in a house for 14 days and I got to see the world after.
Yeah.
But what was your experience with the lockdown? Were you an essential worker, considered as an essential worker? Or were you at home throughout the lockdown?
Okay. Fortunately for me, they selected a number of counselors that could answer the phone calls.
Yeah.
Not at the office, but at home. I don't know.
Okay.
They managed to do it either way. And I wasn't one of the counselors, so I was just home.
Yeah, but wasn't it a bit weird? Because you're used to a routine. Every morning you wake up or you go.
Definitely.
And then all of a sudden for 28 days or for how many days?
You can't do that anymore. It's like you're in a box now. All of a sudden, it's not an easy thing. Self-quarantine, I feel like that what you did. Amazing.
Okay, so I gave you enough time to have your conversation. Now let's get to the conversation that we must have.
Yeah,
we want to have this conversation. So let's face the elephant in the room.
Yes,
in this room, there's this thing where you guys, which I think is one of the messages that we got when we spoke about this topic for today and the discussion for today, because we wanted to look at what are the challenges that women face in the workplace. It could be issues, and I think sometimes people don't realize that. But the elephant in the room is that are women just not too much or overly appreciated and given so much? I'm asking that question because there was a point that was raised that some of this, for example, this topic is so exaggerated. It's been abused, overused, discussed, and women have already enough rights. They have everything that they need in the workplace. Are there specific challenges that women face still today at the workplace?
Okay, personally, from what I've seen, especially in my working environment, my director is a woman. So that is really inspiring because it makes me feel like, you know what? I can also become a director. I can do this. I can do that. So I feel like in my working at the office, it's equal there. I really like to see women prosper. I don't know. I think it's because I'm a woman too, so I can relate to a woman, So if a woman is in a higher position, I feel like I understand them more or they understand me. With a man, we are totally different. We can never understand. We try so hard to understand each other, but we can't.
But what are those understanding? What are these things that you must understand each other that only women must understand, but us men, we don't understand? Okay,
personally, I personally think that women they get their voice taken away from them. So I would basically say they get shadowed. Okay. So women are always defined or seen as the dramatic people, people that have too much to say, or that are the snitchers.
They're just too.
We always go over and above with everything, you know. And I think that when people look at a vacant position and they now need to make a decision whether it'll be a man or a woman fit for the job, I think that before they look at qualifications and experience and everything else, a woman automatically is considered less strong than the man. Automatically, without having said or seen or anything or done anything. So if you're talking about what are the things that need to be understood that men can't understand, I think that women are more expressive, perhaps, and honesty.
What you are saying is that because you are expressive, men wouldn't understand that you are expressive.
They wouldn't understand. It's a choice they make to not understand. There's a difference.
Preach.
Okay.
There's a difference.
Okay.
Preach.
Okay.
Yes. You hear me, but do you comprehend what I'm saying?
Okay.
You can hear me, but are you going to make the choice to understand what I'm going to say? Or are you going to make the choice to just chuck it away?
But now here's the thing. There's a labor law.
Okay.
And the labor law tells me things must move in this direction.
Okay.
Right. Now, I'm saying that because maternity leave is maternity leave.
Yeah.
If maternity leave comes, you as a woman, I know that you need to go on maternity leave.
Exactly.
Right. But what would then be the issue that I need to understand when you say you're going on maternity leave? Because the law prescribes for you to go on maternity leave for 3 months.
Okay.
So what is there that I must understand again in that process?
That's the thing. No, Joseph, that's a wonderful question you're asking because I would like to ask you.
No, I'm asking you.
No, the reason why I'm reverting
the question.
Okay, wonderful. The reason why I'm reverting the question back to you
Yeah.
is because why do men tend to complain, or why is it an issue that women are given the right to go on leave for 3 months and you guys aren't? Because a lot of men complain about that. Why don't we get paternity leave? Why don't we get...
But it's a good question.
Why
Why
is it
don't
that
we
when
get paternity leave?
Before we get there,
Should men get paternity leave?
why do men see women shine or get given more other rights that perhaps you guys can't because of the way the human body has been created, and you want to complain about it? Why is it an issue?
No, the question that I'm asking here is, and I think that's the question that was raised by one of the gentlemen that responded to the poster when we put up the poster, and the question that I'm asking there is, if an issue is about maternity leave, there is maternity leave that is prescribed for a woman.
Yeah.
Now, if you come to me as your boss and you say, no, it's time for me to take my maternity leave now, what else do you want me to understand there? Because the point is, I understand it, that it's by law that you must take this maternity leave.
I don't know. I can't relate to your example. Not relate, but I don't think it's a very strong example to compare what is there to understand. Let me try and use it.
You naturally need to understand because it's a normal thing that happens, you know? It's my body, I fell pregnant. You just have to understand, you know? What do you want to do?
About it, actually.
Okay. Let us move on.
Please.
Now let's move to the question of understanding. Apparently, men need to understand, and I think when it's woman to woman, they understand each other far much better than it is when it's men to woman. I don't know how relationships and marriages are working, but
look,
that's for another day. I want to ask you guys this question: Do you believe that men should have paternity leave?
I think that men should get paternity leave if they're going to use it productively.
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 Okay.
But it doesn't mean get the leave and disappear and go to the farm or go use the time to flourish in your own personal
how would it be productive?
If you,
What would you consider as a productive
all
paternity
hands,
leave?
my definition of a productive paternity leave is all hands on deck. So of course you'd help out in the house, you'd help out with your wife, you'd see what she needs, you know, exactly what the things a wife would do, or a woman rather, sorry, not a wife, a woman would do when she's on maternity leave. She'd rest, you're going to help the woman rest, you know, make sure she has everything, help around the house, make sure everything that baby needs by the time baby is born and after and during is provided for.
And the assumption is that men don't do this already.
It's not an assumption. It's a fact. Not all. Some.
fact?
It's a fact. Not all.
Okay.
Not generalizing.
Not all, just some.
But some to most. But I'll say some for now.
Okay. Now, what are the challenges that women really face at the workplace, apart from issues of understanding?
Yeah.
What are the other challenges that you are likely to see on a regular basis that women face at the workplace? Is it salary?
Yeah.
Is it issues of the hygiene?
Yeah.
Is it issues of the fact that women have that period you know, every end of the month where they have a menstrual cycle that comes? What are these issues that women are faced with, that you find that there is this issue of it's unequal?
Yeah,
I think
People say it's unequal for women.
You know what? I think the challenges most women face are opportunities.
Yeah.
Most opportunities will be given to men. I don't know why.
Yeah, but I think it already starts in the employment, like.
Yeah.
So it's in the employment employment selection.
No, there are many challenges that women face. Speaking of one, I think it's also the positions women get put into. Like, for an example, I think if women were to given the opportunity to run a fair race with men to become managers and to become senior managers and presidents and to become senior people of a workforce or a business or a company, then it would be considered fair. But I feel for men or for businesses and companies right now, as long as there are women working in there, then everything is fine. It's okay. But also, when are we going to start placing women in managerial positions and pushing it up? Because I feel that if women are given opportunities to lead and to lead correctly, they can inspire and give hope to other women, and they can be encouraged to apply for jobs and encouraged to work hard to then one day become a manager or a leader or top position places. So I personally feel that women are not given the fair opportunity to apply and to work towards.
I think it's as though if women are just there for decoration.
Thank you.
Just there to, I don't know, stay at home, I guess. Do like the most cliche things that they always say about women, you know? But come on, we also want to be a manager, president, you know, something, you know? That's why it's so beautiful to see a woman at a really top position. And you'll be like, you know what? I can also be that, you know?
Yeah.
But the world has moved away from that. The world has given the world or society women presidents. Women presidents.
Yeah, true.
Because we've got quite a number of, I think out of the countries that were doing well, I think 8 of them had women leaders. You know,
I feel like
and I'm saying it from a situation
which is
where
beautiful.
there's a lot of women that have become presidents,
Which is beautiful,
or leaders of countries.
I stand for it, and I'm very proud, and it's a wonderful experience to watch. But can we speak about Namibia, the land of the brave?
Okay, let's speak about Namibia, land of
Yeah.
the brave. Are you saying that women in Namibia are not given those leadership opportunities?
They are given, but I think it's very slow.
Singapore has a 50-50, zebra style.
But the country is not only produced from Swapo. Please, mister. Not just Swapo here.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, okay, we are, but I think it's moving at a very slow pace. also, I do personally believe that women are not fully encouraged to apply or to go and become or to run against other men. Because I feel like also it's seen as, no, a president it's a man's job, or a permanent secretary, it's a man's job. There are women that are changing things for us, and they're really outshining themselves and really creating the path that we can follow. But I just don't think that it's happening enough. I'm not seeing enough managers. I'm not seeing enough superior people out there. And that's what I want to start seeing. I want to start going to buildings. I want to see the CEO is a woman in many companies.
But statistically, Namibia is doing far much better than most countries in the world. I think Namibia is sitting on a 43%.
And that's good.
46% development in gender equality. Because ultimately you kind of would want to see that means that's like 47, like I think it's about 42 or 43% in term versus the men. So which ultimately, if you're looking at the 50-50, that would drive the numbers up. But globally, when you see globally other countries, for example, I think Europe's average was at 34, if I'm not mistaken. Overall, the whole average is about 34 there. 34% of women are in leadership. Now, I hear what you're saying. You're saying you want to see more.
Yes.
You want to see more.
Can we take it to 60%? I think that...
Okay, you want to...
We passed 60%.
60%, eh?
According to report,
It's 60 what? 79%, eh?
Namibia, yeah.
Okay, so Namibia has achieved.
Wait, no, statistics controller, please.
Yeah. No. My director is here. My director has just
Would you like to inform us where you got the statistic from?
It was an article in the newspaper.
Which newspaper?
This was last year, the Namibian.
Okay.
It's been all over so many newspapers last year.
And that's a World Bank. I think it's the World Bank's research. They've got a gender equality research that is done every year.
Yeah.
And they sort of look at how countries are, doing in difference in technology, politics, and all of those aspects.
Yeah.
So Namibia is doing pretty much well.
I'm
in
not so
terms
sure
of
about that
leadership.
statistic.
And that's the issue that people are saying, is that there's too much focus on the girl child and less focus on the boy child. And I want to ask you that question: is there too much focus on the girl child as opposed to the boy child? When
No,
you're dealing with these issues on a daily basis, do you have boys that would come and they would say, "No, I'm not okay"?
I think there is more focus on the boy child. For me.
For you?
For me, personally.
Okay.
There is more focus on...
Is that what your
child.
statistics are saying?
Okay.
I'm just asking. Statistics.
So this is personally what I've seen.
Yeah.
Because the boy child receives all of their attention. They are inspired. They're motivated all the time, And the girl child is like, okay, you don't have to become a president. It's fine. You can just become a wife. You understand? You become a good wife for your husband.
Yeah.
So
No, I definitely hear you, but I think that the reason why the focus is perhaps on the girl child is because women go through, I think.
Oh, like emotionally
correct me,
then.
I think they go through way more things. Or not go through. They are challenged they have many more challenges than what the boy child would experience. But I personally do agree with your statement. I do think that the attention is a lot on the girl child. But then again, I said it's because of the many things that could possibly happen to the girl child. But that's a very interesting question that you did ask, because we put so much attention on the girl child, and we empower, and they must be empowered, and they must grow to be leaders. But at the end of the day, do we equip the men how to behave and how to deal with empowered women? Are we psychologically changing men to understand that traditionally the men is higher, but it's also okay that in the world of today the woman can be higher, and everything will still be fine? are we teaching them?
And you've brought to that point, and
Yeah.
I want to challenge you guys in terms of that point. Culturally, are you? There's this thing where they say, you know, women must be submissive.
Yeah.
Is it still the norm? Is it still a
Yeah,
cultural
no,
norm that
it
you
is.
should look at?
Yeah.
Or has it changed?
I think it's still a cultural norm, and it still gets followed. But however, I believe that the man should be worth submitting to. I don't think you heard me.
Tonight we've got an audience of one, so we've got an audience of one.
Okay.
So that's why you are hearing the hey, women are happy today. By the way, you can give us a call on 081-2850-859 if you would love to participate in the conversation right here. Women First is a segment that we've started on Lockdown Nights with Josie Joss. This is the second edition, and we'll be doing this every Sunday. Now, today, we're speaking about women at the workplace and the challenges that they face. And you're hearing that, apparently, you know, we don't listen, or we listen, but we just don't understand women as men. There's the way they need to be understood. There's also a lack of women in leadership. And people would love to see more women in leadership. I'm challenged, though, also to accept that when I'm hearing 79%, and we are saying we are almost there. We are almost reaching the 100% mark to be able to note that the gender balance has been done fairly well. But these issues now that we are talking about you know, we're seeing quite a number of and I want to go there. Let me go there. While we are here, I know we're talking about something else. We got quite a number of female or women CEOs and managers that we have. And the question comes, does the woman have to change? Does she still have to be a CEO at home? Or does she leave the CEO at the office? You spoke about being submissive. The men must be worth it.
Yeah.
And the numbers that we've seen now, and I read this today, and I think it's in the Confidante, that we've got about 2,000 divorces.
Yeah. It's hectic.
I'm asking this question because it comes. We'll come to the divorce rate now, but the CEO woman.
Yeah.
Is she going to be a CEO at home
also,
or is she going to be a mother and a wife at home?
Yeah. Would you like to? Okay, cool. So
the modern day woman.
The mistake I think a lot of us do is we try and run every household according to what the next household is, or the pattern in the way it's being run, which I think is incorrect. Every household is run differently. They have different rules, they have different ways of how they greet each other, how they cook, how they see each other as husband and wife and kids. Okay, so I don't think women have a problem with leaving the CEO at the office and coming back home and actually submitting to their husband, be it whatever occupation they do, whether they're a taxi driver, whether they are a teller, whether they are whatever it is, whatever they do. I don't think that is a problem. I think that men, how do I put this without being rude? I think that men also, they can easily start to think that because the woman is in a higher position, she will come home with an attitude, which I don't actually think is the problem, you see. I think men, and I'm glad we're talking about this because it goes back to tradition versus the modern day. I think a lot of men are so used to, if the man is on top, he is the breadwinner, and they don't want to get any help with things that have to do with breadwinning the family. I think the problem now comes in when you have to start accepting that your woman is perhaps in a higher position than you are. It's not an issue. There's no problem with that or anything. If you decide at your household that you are the boss in the household, I don't think a woman will have a problem coming back home and remembering that you, at the end of the day, are the boss. The man of the house. Yes, that's what they call it.
Prisca, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah.
Before we get to the comments. Here.
For me, I think as a woman, it's quite important to like balance it out, you know. Yes, at your workplace, you are the CEO, but I mean, come home and respect your husband, you know. It's also it's a two-way thing also. I can't come home to a husband that also doesn't respect me, you know? And it doesn't matter who the breadwinner is. I think it's also, you just need to understand each other. It's a marriage. So, or whatever it is, it's a relationship. So, understand each other. Yeah.
Okay, let's quickly take a look at the messages that are coming through. Very interesting, and I want to start with that. We've got a female CEO commenting there. Nangula Kauluma, she is commenting there, and she's of course the CEO of Outsurance, indicating there she leaves CEO at office, but home still needs sorting, meals, homework, love, discipline, laughter, and joy. So that's what's needed at home to ensure that this woman thrives. And I'm going to ask that question. Oh, that question just popped up in my mind. Semi Matias says things have drastically changed nowadays with the understanding of gender equality. The focus has now shifted to a girl child and the same need to be done to the boy child as well. A boy child... a boy child needs to the same guidance and education as as given to the a girl child. He goes on to say the boy child needs to be taught how to appreciate and love others. He needs to be taught how to take care of himself and prepare himself for the future ahead. He needs to equip himself for that future, so that he can be able to be a responsible person in the community. I think that's a very important aspect there. And he says, compare the ratio of a boy child to a girl child in our university or higher institution, and you will understand that we need to focus more on a boy child. And he says, great point, Prisca. It's a point of respecting each other. And I want to ask that question. There's this notion that behind every great man behind every successful man is a woman, a strong woman. Is that the notion as well, that behind every successful woman is a strong man?
I don't think so. No.
Oh my word.
No, I'm only talking from experience. No, allow me to please flourish. Please.
Okay. Wow, the shade.
No, I honestly, first of all, before I answer the question, stating to what you mentioned about the boy child definitely needs more attention than the girl child for many reasons. A lot of the things that are happening in our communities are caused by the boy child. And these are reasons because from the growing up, the nurturing, the upbringing of this child, and then until they are thrown into society and expected to survive. A lot of the things that happen, the boy child is not the common, what we call common sense is not common. Do you understand? And they tend to involve themselves, and they tend to get into things that they are not so well informed of. But that's just only because they were not brought up to be told or given enough attention than the girl child is given. So now, moving back to your question, I've seen a lot of women prosper. I've seen a lot of women become the best of the best. I've seen a lot of women pick up the pieces of a broken family, put it together, and raise successful men and women without a man by her side. I'm only talking from experience.
So it's basically the other way around.
That
behind every
successful man.
Okay, no, that doesn't make sense. You know what? Behind every successful woman is herself.
No.
Yes!
No.
Yes!
Okay.
Yes! Yes!
Hold on, we've got some participation. Let's hear.
Thank
please
The
do
whole
hear
should be
me.
closed.
Please do hear me correct. Don't misquote me or anything. Many a times, and I'm totally against it, but a couple of years ago, you'd open the newspaper and you'd hear the said or the barbaric acts by lovers, or what we call passion killings. But if you really dig deep into the story, you will find a situation where this taxi driver actually paid for Jane's tuition during her 6th year at college. I paid for everything. And now I turned you. No, hold on. I made you who you is. But then all of a sudden you became a little bit better than me.
Let him shine.
Let him shine how, Jane?
No, I'm glad you
It's
mentioned
amazing
that.
it's amazing how women like thinking that men don't owe them anything, but they think that they can actually make a successful man. You find men that also take care of broken homes. Women also leave when they're unhappy. Who takes care of the home?
Are you done?
No, you know this.
Are you done?
Okay.
Colleague?
All right, a colleague. Okay, let's hear this. Let's hear your point
Yes.
on that
Okay,
one.
yeah,
Let's
can
hear
I-
the point.
let me also just-
your response to that.
My response to what Mr. Jose said. Mr. Jose, it goes back to what I was saying about men need to get taught ways of understanding the woman. No, it goes back to what you were saying, that men probably don't understand women. You don't have to kill me. Because is he going to let me speak? Is he going to let me speak?
Because that's not the point.
No, allow her to. Allow
The point
her.
is not the killing. The point is take it from the angle that he made her.
Okay.
Or assisted her.
Allow her
Forget
to
the killing.
yeah.
I knew you were
You see,
gonna-
you
and
see,
what
men.
I do that
Let's allow her
Your
to
gender,
respond.
Josie.
Hold on. Let us allow her to respond.
Your gender, Josie. So
Just let's see speak.
allow me, Josie. A human being doesn't make another human being. Can I just start off there? Your contribution to my life, your materialistic contribution to
Yes.
my life does not make me who I am, darling.
Hallelujah.
So I will not use your language. I will not stoop that low because I am an empowering woman, please. But I must state that if a man and a woman are in love and they decide to exchange whatever it is during their relationship, if you decide to invest in me materialistic wise, women also invest in men, sorry.
Exactly.
Why don't we speak about these things? I love you, I cook for you, I'm there for you, I build you.
And then you
I
cheat
build-
on me.
Yeah, I built you to a state that they can create a quote that says that behind every successful man, there is a woman. I built you to that point. That's also an investment.
But then we watch Acronomy, and then yes, when you watch that movie, you start doubting everything else.
No, there's
Sort
nothing
of-
wrong with there's nothing wrong with that movie. That woman in real life did build the man to where he was. She left him just before he became something great out of himself. But bear in mind that this woman gave her everything. And when I say everything, I say everything.
Okay. It's fine.
So can I finish, Jose, please?
Yeah. Okay.
Can I finish? Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want
Let's
to finish,
finish that
Mr.
point
Jose,
because I
because
want
he
to-
touched
yeah.
me, shame. He really touched me. So, like I started off, I said, a human doesn't make another human. If you decide to invest with me materialistic-wise, if I decide to leave, we can create an agreement where that states that you were touched by the things that you bought me, and this costed 10,000. If you want that cash back, why don't we rather sit and have a pointful discussion on how we're going to pay that money back instead of us or you trying to prove a point on how low and little I am, and you made me because you paid tuition worth what?
I have a different view on that, but I
Yeah.
think it's a discussion that we can have later on women first as
Yeah.
well as the segment. But I think my question comes in here to say that, okay, now there is this issue that crops up and they say women are emotional beings. And in many cases that if you allow women to be in those leadership, this is what you hear at times, that when you allow women to be in in leadership positions, and or in the at the workplaces that you find that there's a lot of bickering, and one of the reasons that might lead to women not getting those promotions. And I'm asking this question really: is it true that women are emotional to that level, that they would bring their own problems to the workplace more than a man would do?
I think it differs from women to women. I don't think all women will bring all of that dirt to the workplace and decide, you know what, just because Jay did this to me, I'm gonna fire her. You know, I feel like that is low and petty.
We can control ourselves.
We can really, you know, it's so funny how people just think like women are so out of control. We can control ourselves. We are human beings, you know? That is my point.
Yes, Jose, we are really emotional people, and we are strongly willed emotional people. But it's the same question as me asking, men are violent and aggressive people. Does that mean when men get into the workplace or the workforce that they're going to use their violence and aggression to conduct or to communicate with the rest of the business? Does that mean that?
At times it happens.
We've seen. She mentioned control.
Yeah.
She mentioned control.
Control. Okay, so what I'm hearing here is that women are in control of their emotions, and they can be at the workplace and be able to deal with whatever issues that they can deal with there. Now comes the question of women. There was a point in time where people used to look at this issue and say women thrive, certain women are thriving in the workplace because of the fact that they're giving sexual favors to the bosses. Is this still a challenge where women are finding themselves getting approached for sexual favors in order for them to prosper or to move a level up?
Yes. It definitely is.
In all different industries.
In all different industries, definitely in all different industries. It's a big problem, and I'm not trying to emphasize anything again, but I think it boils back all the way to the boy child. That's, I think I'll leave it at that.
This is something I've experienced in my past jobs before I came to Lifeline Childline. Oh my God, I love Lifeline. It's a beautiful place. But before that, I've had other jobs and I've experienced it. It's not easy if you want to make more money or do this, my dear, sleep with me or at least touch me, you know? And it becomes really hard because now, why? Why do you have to do that? You know?
Yeah.
It's so disappointing to see somebody that's supposed to
be your sponsor, your
somebody
mentor.
That's supposed to keep you safe in the working environment is asking that of you, you know? Because like you say, like most people say, the man is stronger physically, so he's supposed to take care of the women, you know? So we are supposed to trust men. So now in that specific situation, it's so discouraging.
This is a conversation, Josie, and we'd also like you to partake and perhaps be able to answer a little bit as to why do men feel empowered, or specifically why is it okay, if I may say so myself, for a man to be able to have such a conversation with the woman and be like, in order for you to prosper, you must belittle yourself or lower your standards to me, the male species. Why do men feel that?
How did you become so comfortable with the idea?
Yeah, with the idea of such, you know. But I think it all boils down again to the attention we give to.
Why is it that the modern day woman has become so defensive and always like saying, but it all goes down to the men, and they don't actually look at how crazy they are, and I say this to say,
is that how you define women?
No, hold on.
I love black women. I was raised by strong black women, and you do find a variety of. I think black women are beautiful, and they're very sometimes unappreciated. But here's one thing: the modern day black woman, or a percentage of the modern day black woman, they've been hurt so much and they've been loved wrong so much that they carry this bitterness and angerness everywhere.
Are you talking from experience?
Hold on.
I think it's the
This
same
is not
thing
even.
with
This is
men.
not, hold on. I think somewhere earlier on, Justin mentioned something of, the man is the house. He wins. You actually said, but dating a CEO or something.
Yeah.
She comes home. Have you dated the modern day woman?
You asking me?
Yes. You've never, so you don't know.
No, wait.
No, hold on. You've never dated the modern day woman.
I've not dated,
Well,
but I've been a part and I've been among them and I've
seeing and being and actually living through that is two totally different
Jose,
things.
I don't have to be with somebody in order to
Jane,
experience
you're
or
seeing.
relate.
So you think you know what it is you think you know. In reality, you don't.
Okay.
Another
fine.
example, Jane. I'll take care of us. I'm your man. I'm supposed to do that because women are so quick to say, "But you're my man. You're supposed to, right?"
Okay.
I'm supposed to. I'm supposed to provide.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to do all of that.
Okay.
But
Arrive.
I'm never supposed to tell you, but Jane, I paid for that. But a woman, the minute you do something wrong, your friends will know that Jane bought this car. Your friends will know that Prisca bought the cologne because that's just how you are. You're always trying to be a victim. There are good women out there, but they're the older generation. They're the generations where most younger generation don't want to chill with. You're the same one that say, guys disrespect us in songs. But if I play now, twerk that ass, you're the same one that will get up and start shaking to a degrading song. What is it?
Are you going to let us answer your questions?
What is it that you want without
So
you?
many
Jane, what is it that, do you actually really understand who the modern day woman is? I don't think the modern day woman has an identity because you've lost identity trying to be a man. Most modern day women have lost their identity.
Is this a
trying to be
question
man.
or is this an accusation? Are you accusing us? I'm a little bit confused.
That conversation another day.
Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much for your long speech. I don't even know where to start. The questions are so many, but I do want to state something is that a lot of the things women do, I don't know if it's by default or is it the world that has set a standard, but
The men. You blame the men.
no, I'm not blaming. A lot of the things that women do, they've learned from men. No, it's just honesty.
true.
It's just honesty, yeah.
Men did it first.
Adam the apple, men told.
I.
So many things. Men did what
When it
first?
comes to religion, it's a whole different.
Darling, no.
It's another
But
topic.
Adam is a man. He had the choice to say no.
Also,
Yeah, y'all gotta stand by now.
You
Bring
see,
back.
Adam is a man.
We off this whole time.
Yeah.
Oh!
And like teaching you. And you see, that makes me
She say, what do you think you are? Huh? What do you think you are? Now that we're off air.
Prisca, stop. Jumping up.
I'm sorry.
Huh?
I'm sorry.
We know you like that.
But I'll catch you after the show. That's it, Jamie. Oh, well.
And women are so slick. She's trying to flip or narrow the thing down to the passion killing. That's how selective hearing.
We found yours for you.
Come on, we found yours.
Yeah, she wants Vaseline, but she lost it in the car, and then we found it for her. What happened?
We struggling with the internet, and that was a fucking awesome. The numbers were just growing.
Isn't hectic.
Oh, I forgot this.
John.
Card has no, you know what, ne? The unlimited, the internet, the unlimited one is slow. It's like just slow.
But why don't you call the people to come and pull it together?
It's not just here, it's everywhere.
Oh.
My brother is not playing games today. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, nope.
I saw that walk over. I was like,
I was like, nope, I gotta go. I can't see.
I was like, okay.
Where's my assistant?
Oh, your assistant is very questionable. Even Waterboy is very questionable.
Whatever every woman should be. Raise Raising 3 kids by yourself when daddy wasn't there to help. But we never suffered, there is no other like you. You woman.
Lockdown night. Lockdown night with Josie Joss.
Umemahamba wangu sometimes akuchova pumbiwa. Ushapumbiwa. I'm gonna start with my mama. God must have been in a good mood the day he was working on you. You mean the world to me. You're what every woman should be. Raising 3 kids by yourself when daddy wasn't there to help. But we never suffered, there is no other like you. You woman, you are incredible. You are my like woman, heaven perfection. I want you to know the sun, and the moon should be over you, woman. You are incredible. God must have been smiling at me the day he made you. Prettier than a rainbow on New Year's Eve. That's what your smile is to me, girl. Now I know I can be a but you always had my love. But you need to know that I'd lay down my life if I had to for you. I love you, woman. You are incredible. Girl, on my arm, my girl. Heaven perfection. Yes, I want you to know the sun and the moon should revolve. You are incredible. I swear you changed my life. Actually, teddy bear, I think you saved my life. On the road to nowhere, doing 280, baby. Jesus, take the wheel and send an angel to save me. You made me do a U-turn. Flip the script, I picked a good one. I do learn. Don't know about you, but I am thinking ring and kids. I'm tying you to my hip. You're going nowhere, you dig. You are
Lockdown night with Josie Joss. Lockdown night. Lockdown night with Lockdown night with Josie. Lockdown night with Lockdown night with Josie Joss. 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 Lockdown night with Josie Joss.
Umemahamba wangu sometimes akuchova pumbiwa. Ushapumbiwa. I'm gonna start with my mama.
Lockdown night with Josie Joss.
Umemahamba wangu sometimes akuchova pumbiwa. Ushapumbiwa. I'm gonna start with my mama. God must have been in a good mood the day he was working on you. You mean the world to me. You're what every woman should be. Raising 3 kids by yourself when daddy wasn't there to help. But we never suffered, there is no other like you. You woman, you are incredible.
Lockdown night with Josie Joss.
Umemahamba wangu sometimes akuchova pumbiwa. Ushapumbiwa. I'm gonna start with my mama. God must have been in a good mood the day he was working on you. You mean the world to me. You're what everyone wants.